Albert Einstein was born in 1879 in Ulm in Germany. He was the first child born to Hermann and Pauline Einstein. Though he attended school as a young boy, he also received instruction at home on Judaism and violin. By the age of 12, he had taught himself geometry. At the age of 16, he failed an exam in order to qualify to train as an electrical engineer. He remained in school and developed a new plan for his future. Einstein decided to study math and physics so he could become a teacher. Einstein thought he would be good at this because he could think mathematically and abstractly while lacking imagination and practicality. In 1896, he renounced his German citizenship. He was not a citizen of any country until 1901, when he became a citizen of Switzerland. In 1900, he graduated as a teacher of math and physics. His teachers did not think very highly of him though, so he had difficulty being recommended for a job at a university. In 1901, he took a job as a temporary high school teacher and married Mileva marriage. The couple had 2 sons prior to divorcing. Einstein later married his cousin Elsa Einstein. From 1902 through 1909, Einstein worked in a patent office in Bern, Switzerland. While working in the patent office, he published many papers on theoretical physics. He earned a PhD in 1905. In 1905, Einstein wrote a paper on what is known as the special theory of relativity. Following an impressive few years of work, Einstein became a lecturer at the University of Bern. In 1909, he finally got a post at a university when he became a faculty member at the University of Zurich. In 1911, Einstein taught at Karl Ferdinand University in Prague. The following year, he returned to Germany to continue his work. In 1916, Einstein published his general theory of relativity. He won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921 for his work on the photoelectric effect. Einstein was not only a scientist but also a social activist and a humanitarian. He spoke out against the German involvement in World War I. In 1920, a demonstration interrupted a lecture given by Einstein in Berlin. There was also growing criticism of his work by certain Germans. Einstein felt the disruptions and criticisms were occurring because he was Jewish. Einstein traveled the world lecturing and raising funds for a planned Hebrew university in Jerusalem. His hectic lifestyle led to a physical collapse in 1928. By 1930, he was once again traveling the world, especially the United States. On one of these visits, he was offered a post with the Institute for Advanced Study near Princeton University. Einstein accepted, believing that he would spend 7 months of the year in Munich and 5 months of the year in the United States. In December of 1932, he left for the United States. A month after his departure, the Nazis assumed control of Germany. Einstein never returned to Germany. In 1935, Einstein was granted permanent residency in the United States and became a citizen in 1940. In 1944, he handwrote his 1905 theory on relativity and allowed it to be auctioned. It sold for $6 million, which he donated to the effort to win World War II. The work resides in the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. By 1949, Einstein was in failing health. His health was so bad that when offered the presidency of Israel in 1952, he had to decline it. In 1955, 1 week prior to his death, he agreed to have his name appear on a manifesto calling for the end to nuclear weapons. He died in April of 1955 in Princeton, New Jersey. Einstein was cremated and his ashes were spread at an undisclosed location.